Okay. As we wait for more people to join the stream, in case you missed it, I did a few videos last week on the channel. They are linked in the description box. I did an update video for Universal Studios Florida.
Mhm.
I did that. And Islands of Adventure was sort of a merchandise video.
Yep.
Buy this or maybe that at Islands of Adventure.
Good stuff to get on your vacation.
We also did a little video where we took a trip to the farmers market.
Yes, our local farmers market.
Mhm.
A lot of fun. Super cute trip. Did a review on a scooter as well.
Yeah. I love electric things. And after this live stream, I will post a brand new road trip video on the road trip channel.
Yes, exactly. Another fun place to go that's within driving distance of the theme parks. So
yeah,
but,
it's if you didn't know about it, I do have another channel called Rick's Road Trips.
Yeah.
Fun stuff to do outside of the theme park.
So hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Tabitha and Rochelle and Kathy and Lila and Orville and Junior. Wow. Oh my goodness. Nice to see you guys here.
We can go ahead and officially start.
Okay.
That was
let's
our
go ahead and get started.
our pre-ramble. Is what I call it. A pre-ramble.
A ramble.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rick and Nikki here.
Hello.
And this is your theme park wrap-up. Let's start with some newsy news, though hang on tight because we will have a long discussion on Dark Universe.
Yes.
And some Halloween Horror Nights too.
And my shirt, I wore it,
Nicely done.
Exactly.
I'll go ahead and show my, since you're showing your stuff.
Okay.
When we talk about the Dark Universe.
Oh,
special guest.
Oh,
maybe
goodness.
we can finally use this popcorn bucket when Dark Universe opens.
Yeah.
But
totally
anyway, back to the newsy news. Actually, just starting. So, a new roller coaster is coming soon, very soon, to SeaWorld Orlando.
I know. It seems like overnight. Poof, it just
Penguin Trek will have its grand opening on July 7th.
So exciting. How did you say that word again?
Penguin.
Ping.
That's you still don't like it?
No, it's an E.
Penguin.
Penguin.
Always. That's just
I'm a speech therapist. I don't know.
That's a Rick thing. The way I say penguin. Anyway, July 7th, the grand opening.
Yeah.
Penguin Trek. It's a family launch coaster located within the park's all-new area, Antarctica Realm.
Yeah, very excited to check that out.
The 3,020-foot track will feature 2 launches and sends riders through indoors and outdoor environments. Annual pass holders will have an exclusive access to Penguin Trek.
You slowed down to say it that time.
With special ride times starting on July 2nd.
That's fantastic.
For the SeaWorld pass holders.
So fun.
So this is going to be the ride vehicle, Nikki, will be a snowmobile type ride vehicle.
Right, exactly. I saw some concept art pictures and some stuff, and so cute. It's gonna be great.
I apologize for not having that.
Yeah,
this was kind of last minute for me to decide to do this. Go back to our podcast style news. I didn't have time to gather my materials.
That's okay.
Yeah, but
we'll get you back on track again. Don't worry.
The new SeaWorld roller coaster will have a 42-inch height requirement.
Okay.
The top speed is going to be 43 miles per hour, right in that family zone of speed.
Exactly. That was my next question.
Style coaster. Exactly. 65 max height. So you'll go on that roller coaster. And at the end, riders will find themselves immersed in the confines of the penguin habitat.
That's exciting. I love those little penguins. Oh my gosh, they're so noisy and vocal. Yeah, it's always a fun place. Plus the air conditioning is really nice in there. So.
Rochelle has just commented, SeaWorld, bring it with the coasters. They call themselves the coaster capital of Central Florida.
I'm telling you, Central Florida has so many great things in existence now, and coming soon. It's just it's the place to be. Yeah. It's so incredibly exciting.
You think of SeaWorld, just think of the sea and sea animals, but they have a lot of good coasters there. Yes. And this is going to be the newest one. Media Day is July 1st.
And how do you know this, Rick?
Well, the best media team in Orlando, SeaWorld's media team, invited us to go out and try the coaster.
Thank you, SeaWorld. For showing, a little bit of love.
Yeah. And I just love coaster debuts. Now,
oh, yeah, for sure.
I do get other media invites that I don't always go to because I'm just not interested in doing them. But I never turn down a roller coaster preview.
Nice.
I love the coasters. So more SeaWorld news. If you see any interesting comment, you want to just chime in, Nikki, that's cool. We're not being all like official.
No. We're kind of swinging it.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
Winging it.
This is not going to be a polished presentation. I'm good at not being polished.
That's for sure.
Forte. More SeaWorld news. SeaWorld Orlando continues to spotlight their 60th anniversary. The park has partnered with Coca-Cola to host Celebration Sundays, which will feature free beverage samplings for all guests and exclusive limited edition co-branded merchandise giveaways for past members.
Nice.
While supplies last.
Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So SeaWorld park officials said the events will begin on Sunday, June 16th for that. And will continue. So it's already started, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll continue on through the 3rd Sunday of each month through the end of the year.
3rd Sunday of each month.
For the rest of the year.
Got it.
Each month's merchandise giveaway will be a new collectible item and will be announced prior to that month's event.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, new coaster. Love it.
Very exciting. Even
Penguin Trek.
Yeah, even if it's classified as a family coaster, I like variety of coasters. I don't always have to have like a massive, thrill fast coaster to be enjoyable. So, it's kind of cool.
I enjoy a lot of them too.
Yeah, I mean, SeaWorld's doing a great job with a variety of coasters as well.
They do have a wide variety of styles. Yes,
exactly. Like the stand-up coaster, which was great.
The surfing one,
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to hit those up when we go. I want to hit like the whole variety, even the one that's, what is it, Icebreaker? Yeah. That's another great coaster. I will tell you my favorite coaster.
Mako.
I mean, yeah, it really is. I enjoy, Velocicoaster for sure, but
Mako's awesome.
Mako's just great. It doesn't have any like upside downs.
Right.
But
hills.
But the hills and the airtime and the speed and just the smoothness of it. Yeah. Like it's probably one of my favorites.
Aloha Jack says SeaWorld is amazing right now. Rye Jam says, I love that this is back. News that makes the day brighter.
Yay.
I'm happy to be doing this again.
Yeah, me too.
I like the kind of the podcast live style.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously, people were split. Some people like the edited, quicker version.
Right.
Versus this. But I enjoy this.
Right. I like the interaction.
Exactly.
Where you guys can talk with us as well, which is, helps things along, make it more.
Hey, Disney nerds.
In depth.
Right. So now the big news of the week.
Okay.
What is it? What can that be?
I don't know. Maybe.
Epic's Dark Universe revealed. This segment brought to you by the Mummy Coffee Company. It's the coffee you've been waiting for.
Oh, so exciting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just go to the mummycoffeecompany.com. But anyway, so the Dark Universe is going to be set in the village of Darkmoor.
Yes.
In the present day.
Which I thought was like totally awesome. Right? So you have these classic monster movie characters set in present day, kind of, not necessarily theming, but I'm just it's a different take on it, which I love.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
There will be I think the Frankenstein, at least in the ride, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Is going to be Victoria's Frankenstein version.
Right, which is
not the classic one, but
right, but it's great granddaughter.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Yeah. So set in Darkmoor in present day. There's an electric coil at the portal, and perhaps other pulsating electric features throughout the land.
So
like you're walking around and you'll see this different little like electrical pulses happening on signs, I think.
Right.
And attractions.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what's going to happen with that. Not just at the portal.
Oh, it's going to be so great, like at night.
Mhm.
or when storms roll through, it's going to add to the ambiance, It was
Yeah.
so good.
So the main ride in Darkmoor is going to be Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Now,
Exactly.
this takes place in Frankenstein Manor, hosted by Victoria Frankenstein, the great great granddaughter of the scientist you know from the original movie.
Right.
The backstory of the ride is that she is trying to tame the monsters. Now, I do have a worry about this ride.
Which is understandable considering that this ride system, which we think that they're going to use, makes us both
Can you
sick.
guys guess my worry about Monsters Unchained? The Kuka, right?
Yes.
The Kuka robot ride system is what they use in the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride.
Right.
That makes me nauseous.
Yeah. So we just have to be prepared. We just got to come with some Dramamine or whatever until we can handle it,
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense though. That ride capability or, of movement and things like that makes sense for, the theming of that ride, I think.
I don't know how, we'll see how it goes.
Right.
Because I know how I react to the Forbidden Journey.
Yeah. Like we can do it once and then, the rest of the day we're kind of a little woo.
So I hope I can do this multiple times without feeling sick.
Right.
We'll see. Anyway, but now the screens are going to be different.
Yes. Yeah. They're not going to
So,
be kind of like that dome screen.
yeah,
It's going to be
they're
a
going
little
to
bit.
have large screens with large backgrounds.
Right.
And then they're going to have actual physical animatronics in the foreground. So it's kind of both. It's kind of like, I know some people don't like screen rides, but if you use them right, they're cool. So it's going to utilize both screens and practical physical effects with
So
those animatronics.
exactly. Now,
And they showed some previews.
Mhm.
Especially the Wolfman
Right.
looked awesome with his movements, those animatronic movements.
So I will say that. Oh, go ahead.
He looked way better than Disco Yeti. At least in the manner, right? In Monsters Unchained.
Okay.
At least in that.
Got you. Well,
So,
I will say that, I'm super excited for this whole land. Okay.
Mhm.
I know that there's been kind of talk or, speculation about it coming multiple times in different ways,
yeah.
In different parts of different parks. So for it, to be manifested at Epic Universe and have it, be in one whole, big brand new section is amazing. I mean, because if you think about it, Universal Monsters actually saved Universal movies
Back
in the Great Depression.
Depression.
Yeah, where they really took a chance on those monster movies between the 1930s and 1950s,
Mhm.
and it kind of reflected the time as
Mhm.
well. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to have a full land dedicated to what Universal pretty much built its and saved
Yeah.
its whole movie industry on, which
Yeah.
is so great.
It's a tent pole.
It is. It really
For
is.
the movie. Okay, so we have a comment here from HD Traveling Adventure. It says, I can make myself sick by driving, yet not Forbidden Journey.
Nice. Well,
Doesn't bother.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It depends on the day for me. Really, it just depends on the day. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's good. I'm good on it, and sometimes I'm just not.
Yeah. Matthew intrigued by the animatronics of the different monsters.
Well, exactly. See, and again, they're Universal saying that it's taking really big advances in the technology for the ride and the screens and the animatronics and everything like that. That again, it's reflective of Universal. I'm getting a little bit deep here, but it is reflective of they were ahead of their time for in the 1930s and 50s.
Oh yeah.
When you're talking about
Makeup.
the makeup behind it and the cinematography and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I'm really excited, to see
It's
it all
funny.
come
They started
about.
off amazing, but they got a little wonky in the 50s.
They
with
did.
some of
They got a little,
those
B
creature
movies,
costumes.
those little B movies
Yeah.
back then. But
Yeah.
when you go back and you watch them, it's really kind of cool. I don't know. For me, how do you feel about monsters in general? Like, I know that they're technically supposed to be scary, but I kind of like feel sorry for them.
Oh,
You
I
know,
can see that.
I feel bad for the monsters. I feel, are
They,
almost
they also,
related.
they also, yeah, they do seem to have a tragic background.
Yeah, like it's kind of
Yeah.
relatable, like Dracula just, doesn't want to die, and Frankenstein is just in search of, acceptance and love, and
Yeah, the Wolfman just an unfortunate bite or scratch.
right,
The
exactly.
werewolf.
That he just wants to fit into society, So I mean, like, when you think deeper on the monsters and where it's all come from, it's really awesome
I don't know if I
that
feel
this
bad
land.
for Dracula though. I don't know. I don't know if I feel bad for him. I think he's like the most like dangerous, like
He is, but he's
evil one. The other one's maybe a sad story of I got scratched a
I
bit
don't
by a
know though. It's
werewolf.
kind of romanticized too. Dracula kind of has this kind of romanticized, aura.
I don't know if I feel bad for him. Now Frankenstein, he's just several guys laying around dead,
Right.
getting put together. It's not his fault.
Right.
He's minding his own business. Graves.
So it's all like awesome. Like I'm really kind of excited to see, how it all just comes together. And when the history behind, Universal and, again, it's tentpole of, its foundation being built off of this to finally have it come to fruition is pretty cool. I think that's why I'm most excited about this land.
If it weren't for the monsters, maybe no Universal today.
Exactly.
And then no theme park.
For sure.
That was the when they first announced Epic, that was the world that I was most concerned about. I was like, I don't know, that's going to work. That might be the one that is a placeholder, and then if they get some other IP, they'll swap out monsters for this IP. But it has become the one I am like most looking forward to.
Exactly. I mean, and when you talk about, there's so many different rides and there's different like places to eat and stuff, which we're going to talk about too. How, I could spend a whole day in there, a whole night, in there. So it's actually really quite exciting.
Super chat from Ellis. Thank you. Oh, our super sticker. Thank you so much.
Super sticker.
Ellis, thanks for that.
Thank you.
So there's more than that ride, though, more than Monsters Unchained.
Right.
The other main ride right now,
right,
or the other second ride will be the Curse of the Werewolf in Dark Universe.
Right. Another family style coaster.
Yep. A spinning roller coaster, family style. Yeah.
Oh, spinning. Oh, no. That's what gets me.
From what I saw, it kind of, how the spinning does on, what is that, Cobra Curse?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
That kind of spinning.
Where it kind of like, he goes around a corner and kind of spins a little.
Like every ride will be different.
Right.
Like, you know how you're going to spin each
ride. And then probably the weight differential within the cart makes it spin a little different.
Yep.
So, it's be interesting.
Oh, someone wants to know, what does IP stand for? Intellectual property.
Right. So it's not like Universal just made it up, for purposes of an HHN house or a ride.
Like Harry Potter is not Universal's own intellectual property. Right. They didn't come up with that.
Right. Exactly. Like not Starfall, Stardust.
Yeah.
So Stardust is
their own
concept,
original creation versus going with a Star Trek,
which was Star Trek would be like an IP.
Yeah.
There you go.
So anyway, Curse of the Werewolf, a spinning family style roller coaster inspired by, now this that whole werewolf area is inspired by the original movie.
Right.
With that whole like gypsy camp and everything.
I love it. So you're I know. And the other thing that we didn't talk about either was I'm excited about like the queue for the rides as well. Cause Universal doesn't pull, any punches when it comes to that stuff. So I'm really excited even just to be walking through the queue.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. How fast does it go?
Well, so first go watch the original Werewolf. Go watch that before you go. Even though this whole world, our Dark Universe, is set in the present day.
Oh, Warner Brothers is Harry Potter.
Since
go ahead.
No, since the that little section is inspired by the movie. Go ahead and watch the movie.
Right.
Go watch all of them. Go watch all the classics.
Right. Thank you, Ellis.
37 miles per hour is the top speed of that coaster.
Right.
Curse of the Werewolf. And that is really in that family range of speed.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Ride jam.
I'm not going to go there, Nikki.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Oh boy. So Oh, what about the restaurants in Dark Universe? There's
The
like
steakhouse.
I'm going to call it 2.5.
Okay.
There's 2.5 restaurants.
Right.
Really, the main one is Das Steakhouse.
Das Steakhouse.
It's going to be
Love it.
quick service restaurant,
Mhm.
and it's going to serve one of the things they're going to serve, and the one I want to mention is kebabs.
Mhm.
I really like that play on, since you're in Darkmoor and you have Dracula around, and you're gonna have steaks on steaks, a steak, but you're not stabbing Dracula with it. You're putting meat on it and cooking it.
Oh, it's awesome.
I
It's
like that.
awesome. Exactly. And then there's like going to be hamburgers and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like ribs or something, which all makes sense, which is, the creativity behind it is just perfect. It's so good. I can't wait.
Yeah, kebabs. I appreciate that type of
Humor.
cleverness. Clever girls, clever guys who are there. Universal. Served by vampires? I think served by vampire hunters. That's why they have all the steaks available for the kebabs.
Ah, yes. The
who's that?
vampire
That was,
hunters.
Yolanda was asking.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, Tim wants to know, will they have a Back to the Future section? No, not at all.
But there is room for Epic Universe to get bigger. There is, a big footprint that still, hasn't.
There's 5 worlds
developed
in this universe.
Yeah.
There's Super Nintendo World,
How to
which
Train Your
also
Dragon.
houses Donkey Kong Country.
Yes, I'm excited about that too.
And then you have Dark Universe, Monster World, as I call it. Then you have the Ministry of Magic for Harry Potter, and then the Isle of Berk for How to Train Your Dragon, and then the center is Celestial Park. That's what's happening right now.
Right.
So we call that 5 worlds in that universe.
It's gonna be huge. Oh my god!
Steak on a steak.
Steak on a steak.
Says Karen. Yes, yeah, get some steak on a steak.
That's right.
I love that cleverness.
Are you planning on going to the parks today? Donna wants to know.
Yes, I am. You have to go pick up Caitlin from the airport.
Yeah,
and
she's coming back from Tennessee, so I gotta go pick her up. But you're gonna go.
Yeah. Just checking out some of the comments.
Aloha, Jax. He's pretending he's there already in Dark Universe. I know, it's so exciting.
That is comment there.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Well, Aloha Jack's one of our favorite theme park Instagrammers. I bet you're gonna have a field day.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait
with
to
the
see your
pictures there. Oh my goodness, Aloha.
I know.
Oh, the other restaurant. So we just talked about what?
Yeah.
Das Steakhouse.
Das Steakhouse.
With the kebabs. The other bigger restaurant or main dining establishment is going to be the Burning Blade Tavern. Tavern. And the windmill on top will burst into flames every 20 minutes.
That's so perfect, especially based on those old, classic movies. That's going to be a photo-worthy spot.
Yeah.
Speaking of Aloha Jax, expecting some good shots of that for sure. Just kind of like the dragon, how the dragon spurts flames on top of Green Gods.
Yeah,
be a good photo spot. I'm sure.
Now, there's also going to be, in addition to those 2 main eateries, a pickup window for snacks.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, having a variety of ways to get and grab food is a good, solid option.
Shopping in Dark Universe. Was that Pretorius? Pretorius is the main shop. So cool stuff in there, I'm sure. And Monsters Unchained, the main attraction, should exit into a gift shop.
Oh yeah, you would imagine.
Think of, just like the Forbidden Journey, get off that Kuka ride into a gift shop, like that.
Exactly. Well done, Windmill.
Oh no!
Perfect. Oh,
I'm gonna steal that too. I will be doing that.
Nice.
Now the dragon spits its fire every 10 minutes, pretty much.
Right.
This is every 20 minutes. I'm going to steal that, Tim.
Oh, Tim, that was
and I will yell,
dude.
I promise you, well done, Windmill.
Oh, the creativity. I love it.
Let's make it a thing, people.
We'll all make it a thing.
Kind of in the shopping realm is Darkmoor Monster Experience. That's the face painting.
Yes, which makes a lot more sense for sure.
Yeah.
In the dark universe.
Yeah. Now when they did that monster face painting, which looked amazing.
Yeah, it looks choppy. Does that see how even on our end it looks a little choppy?
Yeah.
You're right. Thanks for letting us know, by the way.
That's right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Interesting. But anyway, so the Darkmoor Monster Experience, face painting. I'm focused on that now.
Sorry. Well, it was brought to my attention, and I'm like, oh, you're right. I do see the choppiness.
Let me just take off the banner. Maybe that.
I still see choppy.
How's that? Is it smoother now without the banner? Maybe the banner did that. The visit mummy. Move, Nikki. Move around. We're looking pretty smooth. We're like a Darkmoor animatronic. Looking smooth. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it was that.
Hopefully it's better now. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, thanks. I think it was maybe the having the banner. But anyway, so it's the face painting. When they did it at Universal Studios, I was like, meh.
It's a little,
didn't really fit, but I love this idea for the dark universe. Love it because you have all the great photo opportunities just walking around that area with different buildings and stuff like that.
Now, we didn't do the experience, but people who had done it said that it was great. That they, the makeup artists were extremely friendly and were really good at what they do. And the whole experience was like really great. So I expect good things for it to be, in there. And is it Darkmoor?
Yes, that's the village.
Yeah, so I would expect that it's a lot,
Yes, Jennifer, temporary tattoos as well. We saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was great too. Such a, a great concept for that area.
But the face painting, I thought at studios was just too expensive, especially if it really was just like a test of what they could do there in the dark universe. But I love it for the dark universe.
Oh, could you imagine taking pictures with you've got character actors walking around and then you've got these awesome backgrounds, and then you can even kind of dress a little bit to the theming as well and then get your makeup done. It's just, I think it's an awesome experience in that, land.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Universe.
And speaking of you, nice segue, Nikki, meet and greets with some of the monsters like the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. So some meet and greets. Now, at the Orlando Informer meetup, they occasionally would have the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein. So we're kind of used to a little bit of a photo opportunity with those characters.
Right.
So that's going to be awesome, especially like if you are face painted like the bride. It can be the twin of the bride.
Exactly. Or then I get a picture with Frankenstein.
Yes.
It'd be awesome. It's going to be so great.
So with their marketing so far, it's been like the Bride and Frankenstein's monsters that has been like promoted heavily for that type of a meet and greet. But there will be other monsters and some even roaming the land. And I'm not joking, even opportunities to meet the Invisible Man. I kind of always joke because he's invisible, but there really will be like an interactive.
He'll be wrapped, probably.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's how they do it. But I just kind of always joke like we can always have a picture with the Invisible Man. Right here he is. We're talking about Dark Universe. Back to my prop. I will take this popcorn bucket in there.
It's appropriate. It's gonna be so exciting.
And speaking of the Mummy Coffee Company, get your coffee with the Mummy. So I'm just hoping. I know the animatronics in the Unchained are going to be awesome. Now with the Curse of the Werewolf roller coaster, I think there's a couple spots for a big, large werewolf. I'm just wondering if that will be Universal's version of Disco Yeti. Like, is that one going to move or is it just going to be a stagnant, prop Yeti of
And you're referring to like the Everest
Yes,
over in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, there's a
where-
Yeti inside of the Forbidden Journey, the Expedition Everest that used to move, but now doesn't move.
Right.
So I'm just wondering about that Curse of the Werewolf.
Right.
When you go through that little tunnel thing,
Mhm.
if the werewolf is going to move or if it's going to be a Disco Yeti version. Maybe that would be be my universal nemesis.
Yeah, your new nemesis.
Now that I've defeated the Yeti at Disney, I'll take on the werewolf.
You can't film on that though.
That's true. That's true. Some one cool aspect of like the main ride, the Monsters Unchained, Dracula turning into bats.
Yeah, and supposedly there's going to be air pressure. So
it's going to feel like as you
the
turn into bats, like you can like feel them brush against you or fly by you. That's going to be a cool effect. Disco Werewolf.
Disco Werewolf.
Says Lego fan. Yes.
That's good. Another creative one. I like it.
So we did see with the Universal's flyover with Dark Universe that werewolf that was in there.
That castle is incredible looking. Bio Reconstruct had some great shots of it. And it just looks amazing.
Frankenstein's Manor.
Yeah. Oh, so great.
And with the windmill bursting into flames. What?
Coach, bring the action in. His golden retriever keeps looking at the screen because his name is Yeti.
Oh, hey,
I
Yeti.
love it.
Hey, Yeti.
Now remember, when you put on the banner, it causes it to be jiggy. So.
Oh, even the comments?
Oh, is that different?
Yeah, this is different.
All right.
Just
making sure.
The comments.
Gotcha.
We look pretty smooth.
Aloha Jacks, the ball pit area. Silly goose.
Just kidding. I might find a ball in there. Should I reveal my secret?
Yes.
Maybe I will. Hold on a second. Entertain the kids, Nikki.
You have to take what Rick says with a grain of salt. Let's just say that. Because check out our cookie jar that's dusty. Ooh, I need to dust that.
I don't really find those balls.
No, he's just tricking.
Some people believe me though.
Well, honestly, you don't know if you were getting punked or if these actual teenage kids went and actually found a ball, because it was a crusty ball that they found and they actually found one. Now I'm like, you've been, teasing this whole time about finding them, and then they actually found one. So anyway, that's pretty cool.
Tricky Ricky, this entertainment.
The reason why I duck off screen is because the focus goes on your eyes. So
it's back on me,
so then if you want the focus, up
you
close.
said I am the focus of Rick's Flix?
Always.
What was I talking about?
Uncle Ian, really? I'm shocked, Rick.
What was I talking about?
Sarcasm.
Oh, the windmill bursting into flames.
Okay.
And I guess they just learned from that the dragon over there in Diagon Alley that people like that.
We do.
People like to watch things burst into flames. So let's have another feature. What can we have burst into flames?
Exactly.
Oh, the windmill.
No, but it goes with the movie. I mean, the movie,
it's in the movie.
It bursts into flames.
It works.
That's perfect.
Yeah, when they were closing down the ball factory, they let us take a bunch of balls.
Yeah.
Like
it was
the last day.
And a couple good friends of us was able to grab one or two also as well. I think one viewer, in fact, had one and she carried it around for a month or so, hoping to run into us. It was so sweet.
I try to be over the top ridiculous, to let people know I really am joking.
But the thing is, you come across dry sometimes, and I know your sarcasm, but sometimes you play it so well that I'm like, it's a little, but a little too dry.
Too straight.
Will
we have any tributes from the old Monster Cafe? Might be hard to work that in. I mean, considering you're supposed to be in an actual village, but I know there's going to be some artwork in the restaurants, but I'm sure Universal will find a way to work in some type of Easter egg or tribute to the old Monsters Cafe.
Well, I mean, supposedly
they're pretty clever over there.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's supposed to be pictures that's supposed to relate kind of scenes from the movies into towns. The pictures of the monsters being in the actual town, that kind of a thing too. So there's supposed to be a connection there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the movies really happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they could find an artifact maybe of a creature's hand.
That's right.
Or whatever, his little paw or whatever.
Yeah.
Webbed hand.
It'd be so great.
But I'm sure Universal
Exciting.
is very clever with their little Easter eggs and tributes. There'll be some hidden stuff from that old Monsters Cafe.
It'll take us years
worked
to get
in.
through all of those
Yeah.
and find them all, you know, for sure.
Let's read through some of the comments here.
Yes, I saw someone had asked if there's going to be a road trip. I think it's Lonnie. Yeah, we're actually going to post it today.
Yes, a road trip video dropping right after this. I'll go turn it on.
Yeah. So it's coming, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Got
There's
another
actually
one.
a link in the description box right now for it.
Okay.
And I think, even though I don't have it posted, I think if you click on the link, you can still watch it. But I will officially post it after this podcast.
Yep.
That's what this is. Podcast.
Yeah, Uncle Ian, I miss it too. The Monsters Cafe.
Now here's the thing with the Dark Universe. We are going to need later hours. I don't want this just to be a daytime theme park.
Experience. Yeah.
You know, it needs the Epic needs to be like Magic Kingdom and be like the latest park open all the time.
Dude, that's a good point because, you know, park hours are just so kind of, it feels random at times where sometimes they're open late and sometimes they're not. And, you know, so you're right. Some of this lends itself to looking even more dramatic
We need
in the evenings when it's dark.
Yeah,
That's
so
a good point.
yeah. Right now it's islands that stays open later than studios.
Yeah.
Studios can close early
Mhm.
before it's even dark. We don't want that. We want Dark Universe to be dark. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying is that it's going to look even more dramatic at night. when
Yes,
it's dark.
with the pulsing electricity in different places and stuff.
Right. And then, you know, when storms come through, because they come through almost every day here in Florida, you know, you get
Oh,
these
that would add some ambiance.
lightning and thunder and, you know, rain
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So yeah, you want it to be
That's the only time I really will like rain is in that section.
you want to be by the little graveyard at night for your pictures and
Ooh,
stuff.
spooky. Yeah, it's going to be great.
So one would think Epic would have the later hours so that we can get that. I really hope so.
Right.
And is it too early?
Oh, hold on. Rye Jam.
Hold on.
It's not called Light Universe. It's midnight with midnight closings, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's Dark Universe. Exactly. There you go. I like it. Good play.
Is it too early though to talk about expansion of Dark Universe?
Because I know what you want, and it makes such good sense, but it hasn't been mentioned in like a really long time.
Yeah, it came up early on with all this Epic stuff, but
Right.
there is land still by Dark Universe that can be developed. And the early talk was it would be like like some type of water ride attraction, maybe even just indoors, like you know how Disney does, like you know Pirates of the Caribbean, that type of indoor boat ride,
Yeah,
featuring the creature from the Black Lagoon.
exactly.
I
That would be awesome.
I had always envisioned it as being an outdoor ride with like how they did Jaws,
Right.
but it could be an indoor boat ride like Disney likes to do with those.
Well, okay. So if you think about the timeline for movies for Universal and
Mhm.
Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon didn't come
It's a
in
later one.
until later on.
Or like the 50s.
So exactly. So you think about it, Dracula started, I mean, other than Phantom of the Opera in like the like mid 1920s. So then you've got you know, Dracula, which kind of kicked it off in the 1930s.
Mhm.
So, and you've got that castle or with, you know, Frankenstein, which came in next. So, I mean, maybe it could run along the same lines, you know? Who
Yeah.
knows? Am I going, you know, am I thinking too deep?
Nah,
Ooh,
you
I
can't
hit my
never think
finger.
too deep, Nikki.
Thinking too deep.
Sammy Sausage says, or both indoor, outdoor. Here's the thing.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. Weather wouldn't affect it if it's indoors. I like that it wouldn't be shut down because of lightning and bad weather.
That's
so
true.
now that I kind of think about it, I never really thought about it. I think I would prefer the indoor version because just for
You know, well,
run all the time,
you
not
know,
shut
but-
down for weather.
the movies are during the day,
Well,
you know.
you know, they can have the
Outside
lighted
Florida
section for the
makes sense.
daytime.
I know.
Things are more scary in the dark, Nikki.
Well, true.
Now, let's see. What's this question? But I do know they have room for expansion. Yes, they do. Yes. they do.
Yeah, for sure. When you look at the overall map, they definitely do. They've got plenty of space, especially on that side. Like,
It makes sense. I don't think they're going to make the Creature from the Black Lagoon boat ride. I think it's just a rumor. Right now, it is just a rumor.
right?
It was a rumor early on in this process and
Mhm.
hasn't been
Discussed
brought
it.
up in a
at
long
all.
time.
Right.
So yeah, that is just a rumor.
Right.
But there is an expansion area, And my hope and my dream would now be for a dark ride creature attraction.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Now, here's the thing. Has anyone noticed this or brought this up? Or maybe I'm wrong. There's no mummy.
There isn't.
There's no mummy, right? Have we seen any artwork with the mummy? I mean, the mummy takes place in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess a mummy could be transported to Darkmoor or something.
Right, because it's Monsters Unchained. So
has anyone seen, I don't recall any mummy imagery. SC Hunks says nope.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. But I mean, you've got the Mummy over at Studios. So maybe that's why they're not, because it's Egypt or whatever. They're not. But actually, yeah.
Well, I just noticed that today. And then I did think, well, typically the Mummy movies and all the action takes place in Egypt.
Right.
Although, like I just said, a mummy could be transported somewhere and then breaks free. That's true. So there's that opportunity. But
Sammy Sausage again. Maybe they're saving it for a surprise.
Maybe. Or maybe no mummy.
Maybe they've already, checked that box off at,
What's up, man? I'm a classic monster.
Don't leave me out.
Well, yeah, okay. It seems like I'm not crazy. Like I haven't noticed.
Right.
Oh, hold on. Someone says they're going to be in the catacombs area. Oh, where'd it go? I keep missing it. The chat's moving fast. There we go.
I mean, that makes sense. If it's Monsters Unleashed, then any monster can be in there. So if it's it's in the.
I mean, but the Mummy is one of Universal's classic old monsters, right?
Right, for sure. And actually, the Mummy came out after Frankenstein.
Yeah,
like 1932. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go in. Did I get that right? Is that going up there?
Yep. Maybe they'll unwrap the Mummy later on.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be classic monsters and also like new characters, they said.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting. Can't wait to see it all.
Anyway, I was just trying to figure out if I was crazy or alone in that.
Right.
Okay. Well, there's a workaround because mummies can be in can be tombs and transported. Right. We can kind of work that in. So it's not out of the realm. It's not crazy to think that a mummy can be outside of Egypt.
Thank you, Kim.
The mummy is on the shirt. Hold on a second. Aloha Jack says the mummy is on the new shirt.
Okay, so it's got to be incorporated somewhere, you think? Right? Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steven.
I'll have to go back and watch the flyover or some of the videos that Universal put out and see if I caught any mummy imagery in any of that. Right. We have it on the t-shirt though. So, all right, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, the mummy's not getting a lot of
love.
Yeah, a lot of airtime.
We're giving the mummy lots of love.
Yes. Go to themummycoffeecompany.com. It's the coffee you've been waiting for.
Yeah. So we now can offer over 50 different coffees.
What a segue.
Yes. And some teas too, which is what I love. So I'm really and it's loose tea as well. So it's kind of,
the big
good stuff.
Channel news of the week is the new and improved Mummy Coffee Company. You get to come up here, my little prop. The new and improved Mummy Coffee Company now offering 50 different coffees.
Right. And the French vanilla. Yeah, I see him. It's like a growth on your shoulder. No, but we just tried the French vanilla and oh my gosh, so smooth, so fresh. Oh, it's great. It's so great. And I'm not even a coffee drinker.
Karen wants to know, is Denial still the only decaf? Yes. Denial decaf.
Right.
But so within this new expanded Mummy Coffee Company
universe,
there's a couple of new things are cold brews.
Yeah.
That's new.
And whole beans.
Yep, whole beans available now.
Yeah, which
Also,
is great. Whole bean is awesome.
mhm,
Matt Stone, I think, is the one who kind of, enlightened me to it a while back, at how fresh it is when it's a whole bean because
yeah.
you grind it yourself really
Mhm.
fast. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that
So, yeah, whole beans offered.
this
There
time.
are a few coffees available in the K cups. We
Right.
have some questions there. A few, and if you go to the website, the top menu, there is a K cups you can click on, and it will bring up the ones that are offered in K cups. Not everything in K cups, but a
Right.
few select are available that way.
Right.
There are some sample packs now.
Which is
Rich
nice.
Picks is one of them, but there's a few different sample packs, so you can try different ones.
That's right.
See, maybe find a new favorite. There are 15, I think, flavored coffees. Like there's a Cinnabon, there's a Mexican chocolate. We are
French
liking the French
vanilla.
vanilla right now.
Yeah.
A lot of hazelnuts and things like that. So 15 different flavors, along with like your single source.
Yeah,
Type
we're
of
just really excited
coffee.
about it. I know, that we bring it up,
But
but
this is the big news
but this
of
is
the
the big
channel.
news exactly because I don't know if you guys have noticed over time we've kind of like we were struggling a little bit with,
A
changing
supplier.
changing suppliers and things like that.
But I think this
So
coffee is actually better.
I do too. And so yeah, we're just really excited to be able to offer it to you guys, on a bigger scale than ever before.
Yeah, Jennifer wants to know new clever names. Yes, we'll be adding some new clever names.
Yes, and I am doing some graphic design behind it through some of these so that we can kind of even like have bags that pop even
more customized labels and stuff.
Exactly.
So I'm real happy with the new supplier and the new offerings. 6 teas for the first time ever offering tea.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And shipping is always free if you use the discount code SHIP,
Yes.
SHIP, and you'll never have to pay for shipping if you use that discount code. It is always good.
Yep.
Never ending discount code SHIP.
Yeah, so just give it a try.
Yeah.
You never know. You might find that you're a new fan of the Mummy Coffee.
Now, my overseas friends, we do have some supply of our original coffee in-house, in stock, that we can ship internationally via Etsy.
Yes. So if you go to my Etsy,
Which I have, I'll put up the banner real fast. I don't want the banner to mess things up, but
and we also have a discount code for you as well, right?
yes,
To help you out because
so
we know shipping to the UK is expensive.
so that is where you go for a limited supply of international shipping. Go right there. Right now, I know my second biggest market in everything I do is the UK. I know shipping's bad, so for UKers right now, I'm running a sale that you can use promo code Mummy and save 20%. They kind of offset those outrageous international shipping charges.
Right. And I might throw in a few little surprises for you.
Oh, you can do, yeah, that's right.
With
You
your
throw a little
orders
trinket
as well.
Yes.
So I will throw in a couple little fun things for you guys.
So that's what's that was the big news for the channel. New and improved Mummy Coffee is the coffee you've been waiting for.
All right.
Moving back on now to some theme park stuff.
Okay.
Halloween Horror Nights recap. We have not talked a lot about Halloween Horror Nights.
Not this much, not too much this year.
Well, we haven't been doing these type of things, these type of shows.
Right. Where we get to free, converse about.
And I've been doing live streams when the news has been breaking. We talk about it in the live streams.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, a lot of our admins and a lot of our viewers are able to, share that information with us, so then we can share it with you guys for sure. But
we haven't had a chance to really discuss it. Here's the recap. The latest haunted house announcement was a couple weeks ago. It was the first IP, intellectual property house, A Quiet Place. That so far is the only IP house announced.
Thank you, Brittany.
The previous haunted houses announced were all original, and there were 6 of them. The Monsters of Latin America.
Okay, so let me just bring that a really cool fun fact about the Monsters of Latin America.
Okay.
So when they were originally filming Dracula, in the 1931 some odd, they would film it in English and then they would film it in Spanish right afterwards. As soon as the
Oh.
English speaking cast went off camera, then the Spanish speaking cast came on so that they could appeal to a broader audience. So I know that doesn't have to do with probably Monsters of Latin America, but still, I thought that was like a really cool fun fact.
Mhm.
So anyway, but I'm excited to see that house. Anything with monsters. So okay, moving on again.
Okay,
Sorry.
so that's
Fun
an
fact.
original, and Universal does a great job with those originals.
Yes,
It's-
really, those original houses always seem like they're our favorites. We always have at least one or two favorites from the original.
Just as an example, we have the Monsters of Latin America.
Right.
They gave us a little bit of information on it, but I really don't know what to expect.
Right.
I don't have any emotional connection to it like I do with Freddy Krueger.
That's true. But those are the ones that are
He's
the
in my
most
dreams all the time.
surprising. No, they're not.
Freddy's in my dreams all the time.
Blech.
But then, you go in there, like, you come out amazed.
Right.
That was the best one ever.
Right. Exactly.
The original houses, like I said, the Monsters of Latin America, Goblin's Feast, Major Sweets Candy Factory, which we know a little bit about from because it was a scare zone.
Right. And I think a lot of times they do that where you kind of get like a little sneak peek of maybe a future house from a scare zone.
And then the museum Deadly Exhibit.
That's going to be cool.
Oh, here's something else we know a little bit about. Slaughter Cinema 2.
Right.
Because we've been through the original Slaughter Cinema.
And
but this is going to be like,
house.
Yeah, it was.
How long
I have
ago?
high
It's been a while since Slaughter Cinema. So
it has been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Well, this one I think is going to introduce us, if I remember correctly, 8 new original haunted movies or scary movies.
Right.
So Slaughter Cinema 2, and then the Triplets of Terror will round out your 6 original houses.
Excited. Should be fun.
So there's a couple of those we have a better idea about with Slaughter Cinema and then Major Sweets Candy Factory.
Right.
But maybe the museum Deadly Exhibit will knock our socks off and walk away. That's the best house of the year.
That's true.
Maybe.
Right.
You
see what Jacob says? I wish they would bring the director back, another classic icon, right, from HHN for a slasher film house. That'd be kind of cool.
So that's sort of our ketchup. Our ketchup. Yeah, I like ketchup. Catching up. Not on a hot dog.
Not on a hot dog. On French fries.
Of Halloween Horror Nights. We just need a few more original houses announced. I'm sorry, IP houses, right? Because we have a Quiet Place, so we're kind of expecting what, Nikki? We kind of expect Ghostbusters, Frozen Kingdom.
That's cool, because that was a really enjoyable movie. I really like that one. Of all the Ghostbusters, I like that one.
And then what else are we? We're going to have a classic Monsters house, as always. Unfortunately, probably not the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I know, kind of bummed.
What else? Maybe Insidious.
Killian Steele says originals over IPs.
It all depends.
Agree.
Sometimes, I love like those classic Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy.
Yeah,
I love those guys. I love walking through a haunted house and around every corner is a Michael Myers.
There was one year where it was just insane. It was awesome. That Michael Myers house was crazy good.
But but more often than not, those original houses tend to be some of the best.
Right. I think one of my favorites of all time was like that Scarecrow house. I can't remember what the actual name of it was, but man, that was a good house.
Now, in some other Ricksverse news, we talked about the Mummy Coffee Company. There's a link. Did I put it? I hope I put it in there. A link to, if not, I'll put it in there after this, for a channel called Epic Theme Park Views, ETPV. Take a moment and subscribe to that channel, Epic Theme Park Views, ETPV. I'm just saying, with a name like Epic, you might want to subscribe to that. Might be a little clue for you, a little hint.
Yep.
With a word like Epic, you might have some interest in a channel in the next, I don't know, let's say 6 to 9 months from now that has the word Epic in it. Just saying.
Just saying.
If I don't have the link in there now, I will. I'll put it in when
Wink,
this
wink.
is over.
Yes, Sammy.
You're gonna have epic theme park views, baby. Now
got some cool ideas of what we're gonna do with that. By the way.
So I mentioned this at the start before a lot of people came on, but in case you missed it, I did post a few videos last week and they are linked in the description box. I did an update video for Universal Studios Florida. Even tried some new food.
Thank you, Karen.
Tried some new food. Check that out. All the updates and new food.
Mhm.
See what I thought of it. I did a video at Islands of Adventure. Buy this or maybe that at Islands of Adventure,
Cool
focusing
stuff
on
to buy.
merchandise.
Yeah.
You know, helping you spend some money. Happy to do it. And we did a little video where we scooted on down to the local farmers market.
Yes, a great little, farmers market in the area where we live. So
Not quite a road trip video because
Yeah.
but I kind of reviewed my new e-scooter.
Right. And again, it's within driving distance, like less than 30 minutes from the theme parks
Yeah.
that you could stop by and just,
Get outside the theme parks.
exactly, and see what kind of real Florida
And
is like.
And speaking of getting outside of the theme parks, in just a few moments, when this is over, because we're almost to the end of this live stream podcast,
Mhm.
I will post a brand new road trip video on the Road Trip channel, Rick's Road Trips. Brand new video dropping in just a moment.
Again, within driving distance of the theme park. So if there was something that you wanted to do or wanted to experience that wasn't theme park related, it's kind of a fun activity to do.
There's more stuff to do in the area than just the theme parks. We focus on the theme parks because they're awesome.
Yes.
New one's coming.
Yes, super exciting about that. But yes,
But we
there's
love
fun stuff.
natural Florida. So go check that out. I'll go post it in a minute. Because
Amanda, I can make some more. I'll make some more product
oh,
for a Beetlejuice for sure.
there you go.
Yeah, I'll make some more for you.
We love Winter Garden.
Oh, Bob Macon's still laughing at my big old Jed and Delilah versus
Last night.
Yeah, last night
Live stream.
live stream. Yeah, amazing how when you hear a song, you just come up with your own words, and that was it.
Yep, I was born in Winter Garden. Jacob says he loves that area. It is such a nice
It
place.
is so great.
It's changed a lot.
Oh my
As
gosh,
a teenager, they called it winter garbage.
winter garbage. It was
But,
not the place you wanted to live and
Pretty posh now.
It is. It's bougie, but nice. It's very sweet.
It's like Kim has subscribed to
Thank you, Kim.
I'm guessing the new Epic Theme Park Views ETPV.
Am I doing any more Nikki workshop live
What's going on?
stream?
We're kind of crazy summer for you.
It's been a hot second. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes with me. So I can't.
I don't think you have any plans, do you?
I haven't committed.
You thought you were going to do some this summer.
I for sure thought I was going to do it, and then we've had a bit of a life change. So
yeah. New baby on the way. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. What?
That's rude.
Oh
no.
I could not deadpan that one. I had to correct myself right away. I didn't want people to really fall for it. I should have deadpanned that. My bad.
No, you shouldn't have. You just hush. No. Well, we were searching for a new house and things like that.
Yeah.
So in fact, we're probably going to do a whole video once things have calmed down. Things are kind of settled in stone.
It's not set in stone.
Not everything is set in stone yet.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of do a history of Rick's Flix a little bit, of where we've come from and where we are now and things like that. So that should be coming up. So I'm getting a lot of cool footage.
Let me address this real fast. Kim says, I love Mummy Coffee Company, but I think you missed an opportunity to call it Rick's Flix Caffeine Drip.
That's funny.
Well, the inspiration, the inspo behind that was, the end of that Mummy ride, the Mummy roller coaster. Brendan Fraser's like, oh, I would enjoy this more if I had my cup of coffee.
This interview
more if I had gotten my cup of coffee. So we came up with a t-shirt. The Mummy Coffee Company.
a little logo just a long time
Yeah,
ago, like
yeah.
way before. And we always kind of like,
Oh,
we're like,
wouldn't it be cool if we
"Oh,
really
maybe
had a
we'll be
coffee company called Mummy Coffee Company?
Right. Exactly. So
So
we were inspired by the one
that
line
line.
from the
Yeah.
ride, and then that's kind of where it came from,
Yeah.
and that's why I think we're so excited about being able to share it with you now, is because it's almost like a dream that we've had for so many years to
Yeah.
finally come to
Mhm.
fruition and to be as epic as it is in size and scale now. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is going to bring us to the end, Nikki.
Oh no.
That's it. I like this. It's been a while since we've done this. I know some people like the short little 10-15 minute, here's just the news thing.
Right. This is more of a hangout with us.
More podcast, kind of conversational. I like it. I think this will be back. I would like some more comfortable chairs than what we have right now.
Yeah, we're sitting on some wooden stools that are hard.
That's the only thing, Nikki. Let's get more. If this is going to be a thing, and we're going to sit here for an hour chatting with you guys each week, let's get some comfortable chairs.
Well, the thing is that like it's and you chat a lot in live streams and stuff like
do.
that, but and we're out in the heat and the humidity, and so it's nice to be inside and indoors in air conditioning for
Yeah,
once.
with the fan running.
Exactly, where I can
Yeah.
actually put my thoughts together and not run into people. So, but no, we'll get more comfy seats and then it'll just hours.
So
hanging out.
you guys could help by watching and clicking the like button, things like that. That will encourage me to continue on and get comfortable chairs.
I like the way you think, Matthew. I do.
But I think we've done it for today, Nikki. You've got to go pick up Caitlin. I think I will go to the theme parks and make a video.
Right.
And right now, you know what? Hold on. Entertain the kids, Nikki. Keep talking.
Wait, what?
You keep entertain the kids.
What? You put me on the spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right now.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
And make the road trip video live, so that you got. I got to change. I need to switch accounts. Go to the road trip channel.
Yeah, go to the road trip channel because it's on that one.
Yeah.
The little icon is of us in the Jeep.
So let me go to content. Let me find that video and go to visibility. Change it to public. Done. Set. And match.
And there you go.
The road trip to Three Sister Springs.
Mhm.
Never been there before. That was our first time. Is now available for you to enjoy. Go watch it now. Say some stuff, Nikki.
Don't miss the magic. Don't miss the fun.
Hey, hopefully see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Boop, boop. Do the boops.